This story is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Asking My Fiancé to Stop Supporting His Mother? Let me start by saying my mother-in-law is young, healthy, and works a good full-time job. Before my fiancé, R, 30 male, and I, 30 female, got together, he recently bought a house and invited his mom to move in with him. He was a single man for a long time, and I believe he didn't think he would ever settle down. R paid all of the household bills, including some of her personal expenses. The house is a multi-family, so his rental portion covers most of the mortgage. My mother-in-law works and is fully able to do so, being that she is healthy and under 50. She parties, shops, and loves to constantly buy new furniture. Being that she has no actual bills and has never offered to help, this is no problem for her to afford a fun young lifestyle. R has been living with me for over a year now and pays for nothing in my house. I feel bad asking him to contribute since he is still fully supporting a house he no longer sleeps in. Well, things have changed now that we have a baby on the way. I have 2 kids from a previous marriage and cannot afford to support 3 + 2 adults alone. I have nicely brought up the fact that his mother needs to start helping with the bills in her house, which she has fully made her own. He refuses to ask her to pay anything, claiming that she's worked hard to support him and she doesn't have a plan for retired life. She has about 18 years until she can even think of retirement. She spends her money recklessly and constantly is asking him to pay for random things on top of his full support. We are in the process of buying a home together, and I see it unfair that we must now budget and struggle so she can live her best life. As a mother, I feel she is taking advantage of him, and I would never rely on my children. Especially with the baby on the way, I was hoping she would put her greed aside and want him to build a life of his own while providing for the family he's creating. Am I the astronaut for wanting our household to be his priority? No? Hells no. This is an uphill battle though, right? This is definitely going to be an uphill battle because he has allowed her to grow accustomed to this lifestyle. And although, yes, it's on her, she should have been saving instead of spending recklessly, and she doesn't have any kind of plan for retirement, but she's buying new furniture left and right, and he doesn't want to speak up about it. He is choosing to be an asshole here. By not speaking up about it and by not making his family, the family he chose, the family he started, to be his first priority. In this case, he's essentially acting as if his mother is still his first priority. There are some cultures that this may be the way it's supposed to be. In my opinion, this is not the way it should be. And the mother is completely taking advantage of him. If she didn't immediately step up and say, hey, you guys have a baby on the way. I'm paying for everything over here now. You guys have your own to take care of. I know how difficult that could be. Then she is being 100% selfish here as well. She probably has this mentality though, well, if he doesn't say anything, then I assume everything is okay. And she knows better. She knows he won't speak up because she's mommy. Not speaking up is also choosing to be an asshole here. This is not going to end well because either OP, you're going to have to force him to stand up for himself here and to say, look, my first line of responsibility here is to my wife and the child that is on the way. It's on the family that I chose, the family that I created. He has to do that at some point, but in your needing to pressure him to do that, he's going to lash out at you for it. He's going to feel like he's being pressured to do it. He needs to be pressured to do it, but he's going to get mad at you for pressuring him to do that. If you speak up to mom, that's going to create a whole new series of drama here. He has to step up at some point. He has to. He's going to have to realize that he is harming his baby. He is harming his family to provide for his mother. Is it worth taking food out of the mouth of your child to give to your mother? And I don't know how you illustrate that to him in a way that doesn't end up with him getting pissed off, but it needs to be done. And I would stay on him until he does it. He refuses to ask her to pay for anything, claiming that she's worked hard to support him and she doesn't have a plan for a retired life. Unless he has the ability to support both his family and her, he's robbing Peter to pay Paul. He's robbing his family to pay her. And she needs to know that that's happening. But I don't think you can be the one to tell her that. It's got to be him. He's got to stand up and say, I cannot do this anymore. Give her a heads up. Tell her, in 3 months from now, this is going to happen. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be a sudden thing, but it does have to happen. And him choosing to let this continue does put him on the ASCON scale, but where? 4 is you could have done it differently. He definitely checks that box. 3 is you should have done it differently. I think he definitely checks that box. Him refusing to speak up and tell her that she needs to start paying her own way so he can afford to support his own family. Is it a 1? I feel like 2 is the good fit here. I don't think he's evil because it's not coming from a place of malice, right? I think he feels beholden to his mother. clearly more so than his own family. And this could very well end up becoming a 1 scenario if he continually refuses to speak up and do this. But right now, I feel like he's a 2. He's on his way to a 1, but he can prevent it. Now, mom, for taking advantage of him, knowing that he has a family of his own to support, and her not speaking up and saying, hey, I know this needs to change. He could be painting this picture to her, though, that he's doing great and he can pull off both. So asterisk, if he has painted this scenario to his mother as if he is doing well enough to pull off both without causing his own family harm, it's hard to pin ASCON 1 on her. That's a very, very, very slim chance, though. We have to operate based on the assumption that she knows, and also she's not doing anything to try to remedy her own problem here. She's just spending money like it's nothing, like she'll never have to pay for anything in her life ever again. So yes, let's put her there. Mom is taking a trip on our favorite rocket ship to and through the sky, ASCON 1.